Om Shri Sadgurave Namaha. Jai Guru Radha Swami Vaheguru Satya Ram Sa Sahib Bandagi Namaste. In this presentation, I am going to read out excerpts from a discourse of Sadguru Maharshi Mehi Paramhans Ji Maharaj, which goes as follows. He who has collected his mind very much, whose sight has been stilled, sees a radiant point within. He who has collected his mind very much, whose sight has been stilled, sees a radiant point within. This very point is the star Sant Tulsi Sahab has referred to as a star is sighted at the door in the inner sky. Such a fortunate being reaches into the world of star. That point is so captivating that once seen, it renders its seers or it renders its observer restless to see it again and again. It's not only exceptionally attractive to look at, seeing it fills one with an unprecedented peace of mind. Initially, however, it's not so easy to see this point, as it calls for regular, perseverant practice. If we could hold our attention still, we get to see myriads of lights that are nothing but different forms of God. They are directly seen by the practicer or the practitioner. The yogic power of such a practitioner goes on getting more and more enhanced as he goes on practicing further and further. He gradually begins to realize within him the 8 siddhis or the supernatural yogic attainments or powers. The attainments keep growing with time. These come surely to everyone who practices Vindu Dhyan or the yoga of inner light or meditation upon the infinitesimal point within. Whosoever attempts to put into practice sincerely what has been taught by the Guru undoubtedly acquires these powers. Collection or concentration quite naturally results into ascension. As one ascends higher and higher, he glimpses a large varieties of luminous forms or lights and gets benefited by these. However, it's much easier to say or describe this practice. To experience the same demands time and dedicated diligence and perseverance. He who gets easily bored or fed up would not succeed in this arena. It's a matter of common experience that when one sits in meditation and tries to focus his attention on the desired target, be it mantra, a form, or spot, the naughty mind strays again and again into other thoughts of all kinds. This happens because he does not firmly practice pratyahara. Pratyahara is the act of withdrawing the mind repeatedly to its target from wherever it strays to, and does not stay fully alert. This happens because he does not firmly practice pratyahar, the act of withdrawing the mind repeatedly to its target from wherever it strays, and does not stay fully alert. Bring the mind back again and again and focus it on its target from wherever it goes roaming. Do it any number of times it takes. He who assiduously, tirelessly practices pratyahar is bound is bound to taste success. Initially, of course, he would succeed only temporarily in keeping his mind focused for a very short duration, a stage called dharana, when we are able to keep our mind focused at the given target for a very small duration, then this is known as dharana. So it starts with pratyahar, dharana, and when we become capable of stilling our attention at the given target for a relatively longer time periods, then dharana becomes dhyan, and finally when we delve deep into the state of trance, it is called samadhi. So there are stages. Pratyahar, when we are struggling to keep the mind focused at the target, then it stays there for a very brief period of time. Then that duration goes on lengthening, and finally we become immersed and remain immersed in that state for extended durations, deepening our meditation, that is samadhi. So this is a process of evolution which comes with sincere practice and with the grace of Guru. So what he says, he who assiduously, tirelessly practices pratyahar is bound to taste success. Initially, of course, he would succeed only temporarily in keeping his mind focused for a very short duration, a stage called dharana. But he, even during such a short span of time, would feel a unique bliss and tranquility. All gurus have instructed alike to hold one's fortress stoutly. Hold one's fortress stoutly means that trying to keep oneself focused at the target. One's concentration, one's attention, awareness constant, stilled at the target as taught by our Guru. All Gurus have instructed alike to hold one's fortress stoutly like a valiant warrior in the act of pratyahar. Don't lose the battle that is pratyahar. Kabir Sahib has said, light the lamp in the palace of void and waver not from the hope. Forsake not the hope of seeing or lighting it. He himself had practiced that art to perfection and therefore exhorts us also not to relinquish hope. Such should be our devotion. But as I said earlier, this is easier said than done. However, attending regularly to satsang, company of holy persons and or scriptures makes us more and more inclined to such devotion. Satsang inspires, encourages, and prepares us for bhajan, that is devotion, meditation. It lends us the hope, the resolve never to give in, but to keep practicing, practicing, and practicing. The moral of the story is never ever give in to despair. This was an excerpt from a discourse given by Sadguru Maharshi Mehi Paramhans Ji Maharaj. I hope you have liked it. I'll be back soon with another presentation. Thank you so much. Jai Guru, Radha Swami, Vahe Guru, Satya Ram Sa, Sahib Bandagi, Namaste.